With the Ethereum price moving aggressively towards the upside, we have seen a pullback recently, but are we able to continue on our push towards the upside, or is Ethereum due to have a more significant pullback in the days to come? With the Bitcoin price and the Ethereum price booming, we've seen green across the cryptocurrency market, with things like Zilliqa moving 244% in just the last week, GMT up 247%, and many other coins having really solid performances. But that should always be a little bit of a cause for concern, guys. Yes, things are getting exciting, but we can always get pullbacks. So knowing where those pullbacks are allows us to not jump in at the top, but also be able to buy when we dip down to lower discounted levels. So let's take a look and see if we're going to get anything out of Ethereum this week. So let's take a look and see what's going to happen with Ethereum. We're going to get any more out of it in the short term. So we can see, guys, on the 4-hour Ethereum chart, yesterday, Ethereum topped out at this level of $3,444 and was suddenly plunged down, dropping all the way down to here around 3,215. What was really good to see, though, guys, was the wicks towards the downside, indicating that buyers were entering quickly, and when we soon really recovered in the space of around sort of 8 to 12 hours, we then have breached the high again, and now we're moving and testing a higher level. So what is so significant about what's happening at this level right now? Well, guys, what we want to do is take it from our previous swing high Fibonacci, drop it down to the bottom here, and we can see that we're interacting quite closely with a number of key levels within the Ethereum price. The 0.5 here is what provided us with that resistance, and then we have found support at the level just below that, bouncing up nicely. Many considered that we might have a bit of consolidation here, but right now we are actually breaking beyond that previous high that was put in just on the 29th of March, and we're now starting to push beyond that. If we're able to breach beyond this level, then in a very short space of time, we can see Ethereum really moving quite aggressively. I think the next price then would be up here around 3,829. This here is the 0.618, which is a key level that we would be expecting to see some strong resistance coming in at for the Ethereum price. So right now, key level, if we're breaking beyond $3,512, next target would then be up here at 3,822. I don't expect that we're going to come up necessarily in a straight line, bearing in mind that we've already been moving fairly aggressively towards the upside. And if we do come up to this level, do not expect that we're going to continue and push further and further, but we could well see consolidation at this point, with perhaps a few moves around this area before moving on to the next level. When we're looking for potential buying opportunities, we can move into closer charts like the 15-minute chart to see where we're likely to be heading in the shorter space of time. You can see that we're putting in these higher lows each time, and as long as we're remaining above this key yellow line, then ultimately we are sort of running out of time, and perhaps in the next hour or so, or next 2 hours or so, we'll be looking to break beyond this. Ultimately, if we are rejected here, we could well see a slip, and then a further drop towards the downside, which is obviously less positive, but things looking very good over on the Bitcoin chart. Looking at the 4-hour Bitcoin price chart, we can see that we've been playing in this ascending triangle for quite some time. We then have come back, guys, and retested this key like lime green line here. You can see bounced up perfectly, retest, and now we're pushing towards the upside. But we do have this key line of resistance, which is playing a key role for Bitcoin. So ultimately, breaking beyond that for Bitcoin is what's going to see us pushing a further up for Ethereum. But this will probably coincide as well with the next level up for Ethereum, which was around the $3,800. So we're seeing Bitcoin hitting 50K. Ethereum will then be priced around $3,800, in my opinion. Obviously not financial advice. Always go away and do your own research because trading is risky. But ultimately, Bitcoin still remaining pretty bullish as long as we're staying and we're putting in these higher highs each time and maintaining ourselves above this key green line. Breaking and breaching below this key green line for Bitcoin could signal a further dump towards the downside, and then we will be returning lower, significantly lower, I think, for a lot of the cryptos which we've seen aggressively building this week. Now, jumping across to this story about Ethereum, we can see that it's on the brink of a massive upgrade, which is no secret. Everyone knows about this. So it's no secret that the Ethereum network is due for a massive overhaul and upgrade, which is going to make it a deflationary asset, reducing Ethereum that's being created every day, as well as burning plenty of Ethereum, which is obviously very positive for the Ethereum price overall, obviously affecting the supply and demand of the token. But bearing in mind, guys, everyone knows about this news. This is always going to be factored into the Ethereum price or any other things you look at, whether those be stocks, crypto, etc. So don't expect that when we get that news, suddenly it's going to shoot all the way up. probably we're going to build up towards that news, and you could well see a bit of a sell-off around that time, because always you kind of like buy on the rumors and then sell on the news, and that's because everyone's expecting it to happen. Obviously, sometimes when news doesn't really play out or we get delays, etc., it can have kind of an aggressive pullback to different ways. So that's why if you're going to be day trading, always be using stop losses, etc. Ultimately as well, Ethereum still has this pattern that we're playing out, and our shorter term price target, once we kind of breach between these levels, still is all the way up here, guys, at around another 32% from the current price, which will take us around 4,388, which could well be a similar sort of price where we're looking to be around sort of June, July, when we're expecting to have upgrade news. And then we could well be on our way to breaching all-time highs. Once we breach all-time highs, guys, there's loads of hype that will enter the market, and potentially we'll see further surges towards the upside. But always be very cautious of buying into markets that have been booming for like the last 15 days, like we've seen with Ethereum. Every time we have a shoot up towards the upside, we'll come back and have a retest. And this is for the perfect buying opportunity, in my opinion. Wait for these retests. You can see that potentially we might see another little dip here. If we take a dip, that's when we want to be buying, guys. That's when we want to be loading up on our crypto. I've got lots of new stuff coming up next week with some new tokens that are going to be doing really well in the bull cycle, in my opinion. Some really exciting projects with some small market caps, which means there's potentially some really great gains. So make sure you're subscribing and smashing the notification bell, because right now YouTube doesn't seem to be delivering crypto content as well as it perhaps delivers other content. So if you don't want to miss out, make sure you're doing. As well as that, please hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. It helps me out more than you know, and only takes you a couple of seconds. Hope you have a fantastic weekend, guys, and I'll see you soon with another update. Bye-bye.